Welcome back, boys and girls. More Southeast Asian Dota 2 coming your way. Moving into our second series of the playoffs, we've got Fnatic versus TNC Tigers. Slated to be another good one, and we are back with our beautiful panel with a draft soon to start.
Should be good, should be good.
I got kicked.
Yep.
Did get kicked.
Yeah.
We took a vote. We said, Trent, get over there with Earth Spirit.
Down to the couch.
You're about as good as Earth Spirit and Underhollow.
Or, oh yeah, that was quite the random
That's a hard
today.
slam right there.
I thought you were just going to say competitive. It works both ways, honestly.
You're just as bad as Ember Spirit, period. That's brutal.
Is Earth Spirit really that bad in Underhollow? I guess he would be.
Nothing. I mean, he's good for the team fights. If you got enough wave clear that you don't need that, then when those team fights happen, everyone's always lined up in corridors. So it can work.
Need to play Underhollow.
You haven't played it yet?
Hype? No, I have not played it yet.
Ah.
It's a great time. I'm a Under King, the emote says.
Under King.
Yeah, I've won over 10. You know, I've got over my 30 limbs, you know.
Okay.
Congratulations,
Thank
Trent.
you. I'm an Underhollow expert.
Can you pop my Underhollow cherry?
I will pop all of
your
your
carry me
cherries.
to victory.
Always.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trent's good. Yeah, he was carrying us when we were playing.
Yeah,
Getting a lot of these clutch reses in.
Yeah, that's the key. It's completely
Clutch
broken.
res.
You just res each other
Well,
over and
resing
over,
is a
guys.
little broken. You need stuns to stop it, so damage doesn't interrupt you. And you can res people in like 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, resing is 3 seconds, and then if you want to kill an enemy who's died, it takes 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Or you kill all 3 of them, because then obviously no one can res anyone.
Right.
You kill
The
all
other
3.
thing, and why I'm so good, pro tip, guys, buy dust.
So good.
Just buy a dust
Oh,
early
yeah.
on, because everyone does those stupid escape potions, and they think they can just wait.
Oh,
You pop that dust, and they're like, what kind of a tryhard buys dust in Underhollow? And you'll be like, that's me. I'm the tryhard that buys
That's
dust
why
in
you're the
Underhollow.
Underhollow King, dude.
That's right. And
So-
then you buy a gem before the
so
last
by
one.
You
that
were also
logic,
buying
Shaker-
wards and like putting them. I started
yeah.
buying wards because I saw you doing. I was like, are these wards good? And you can plant them over the walls.
It's very sneaky.
Oh, that was
Wards
so nice.
are pretty legit. That's the one thing Earth Spirit can do. He can roll over the walls.
Okay.
Oh.
So you can do some stuff.
The
Kind of.
Pangolier, Magnus, and Io strat, where the Pango and the Magnus jump over the wall and the Io just tethers. Never have to stop, guys.
And you've got good enough wave clear there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Is Shaker
good.
good? Lots of stuns?
He is. If you got the wave clear, he's got the fight. You know, it's always good to have one team fighter.
You
Yeah,
can
bad.
you can do two creep clearers and one team fighter. You could do like a Dark Seer and a Juggernaut and then mix in, you know, a Bounty Hunter or some other garbage.
When will Underhollow start to affect the professional meta? That's the real question here.
Likely
because
never, but potentially sometime.
I don't know. You know,
The potential's
maybe
there.
it's right now in this draft of TNC Tigers versus Fnatic. This
It
could
could
be
be.
it.
Tigers and Fnatic first pick Clockwork. Well,
Let's see. What are we in for here? Anything crazy banned out?
Mirana's gone, thankfully. I've had enough of Mirana, I think. I think she's first pick material every game. But
I'm getting there.
That's the Underhollow meta. Mirana, I would say,
That's
one
right.
of the better Underhollow heroes.
it's happened, guys. That's all it was. Had nothing to do with the buffs and all these other games and the Nagas. Nope.
Good old Wind Ranger. Starting to feel like she's a pretty darn good hero right now.
Pretty versatile. Night Stalker's still in. But I guess without the Lycan, he's going to be ignored for now.
Whoa.
Wow.
First 2. They don't
So-
care. I think this must be an SEA thing because we saw this from TNC.
Both
Yeah.
games, yes, both games in the last series, Enigma was 4th banned and then 5th banned. So he was technically banned in both games. So stands to reason if you really want him, you might need to pick him up this early, as we've seen Black Hole's counterable when you snag him like this. But really, for the pushing, is
I think this is DJ. I'm just going to assume this is going to be a DJ Enigma, I feel
Okay.
like.
No.
Universe plays it a lot too.
I mean, it's true, but I feel like with the way that we saw it played before, it almost makes more sense to have it as support. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
It's a trap. It's not about the black hole.
yeah, it really is.
so. That's what I was going to say. Is this a great bait? I mean, surely Theban knows this,
They're
right?
gonna
He
pick
knows
Silencer.
this, yeah.
Even if Enigma wasn't picked, they would likely have gone Silencer.
Yeah.
They may have gone Warlock. They're a Silencer Warlock kind of team. They go back and forth. But
So if you're going to grab Silencer anyway, it still is a nice grab against the Enigma. It just gives you that ultimate trump card. Goes through BKB. There's nothing Enigma can do to stop it.
nice thing about Silencer compared to the Warlock is it's a stronger laning hero, and you need a strong laning hero against Enigma because he's denying your creeps, pulling the lane back. He's going to be really annoying.
I think if you can move it past the laning stage, I think a better pick against Enigma is going to be Rubik. Still gives you the very decent counter, but the other thing is that Rubik gives you counter push.
But you
that's
saw
what
the
Enigma
Enigma
gives.
game. The lanes, you just lost in the lane.
You lost
stage.
in the lanes, yeah,
And I
that's
think
the
that's where Rubik feels really weak.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's also nice to have Clockwork against Enigma. That is another potential interrupt. Before BKB, Battery Assault is amazing. Obviously, Hookshot can work pretty well also, but that is just one more BKB piercing interrupt.
Yep. Always going to be worried about like a 4th, 5th pick SF when you have a Clockwork on the table.
Sure.
I feel like a lot of teams are still getting that SF, even just kind of forgotten about later on in the draft, but...
Interesting to see Drow Ranger banned out. She's been the talk of the town in the North American region. She's like first pick material there. Yeah. Haven't really seen that trickle into C or China too much. I think we saw her snagged a few times.
Just once here or there, like you said.
With Enigma Wind Ranger, that's actually really scary.
I mean, we saw Fnatic picking it up against Sterling Global Dragon and losing with it, but that was a bad Drow draft. I think TNC definitely afraid of the power here and takes it out.
So how do we deal with this Enigma, guys? Like, let's say it's a Universe Enigma then, and it's going to be the Wind Ranger with him. So there's like this Wind Ranger, Orb of Venom, and Universe is there, and he's building some aura items, and they're pulling the wave back. They're shooting power shots at you. How are we going to handle this?
I think traditionally you take it in two phases. If you want to beat it in lane, you take heroes like a tower dive very well. Likely he's under the tower, and if you could do wrap around things like Chen and Enchantress, historically has done well in the laning stage against it.
Your boy Weaver used to be pretty good. But
and then once you're out of the laning stage, you take advantage of the fact that, well, Black Hole is essentially useless this game, but you also make sure that you don't give him the room to farm that Midas, get that, not GPM talent, the CDR talent going.
Feels like we need a position 5 that can clear waves. Like, I mean, we were discussing the Wyvern kind of.
Right. Well, it depends. If you're going offensively into Enigma, you don't care about his Eidolons. Eidolons on defense is really bad. Eidolons on offense is really good. Yeah. So I think you just be aggressive against Enigma. Don't let him get the Midas timing. Don't let him use that Midas for a long time. But we'll see.
Yeah, the Undying too.
Fnatic's lanes just get very scary with this pick. Between what the Enigma can do with the denies and the lane secure, the Undying, similar thing. He can kind of bail out your safe lane. Tigers are going to get more free.
This is the dodge strat. You know, we'll save it for later, and then we'll be able to win this game. And the Undying counter to, or the Morphling counter to the Undying, rather, the Tombstone has been very good.
It's true. Great hero to morph into.
Which team was it that did the morph first Undying? Was that Team Serenity? When they
I think it was.
Won both their games?
I feel like that, yes, because it was LFY that kept picking it. IG kept picking the Undying in the winter, or in the first phase, like the first best 3 they had, and then Serenity won both games using the Morphling against it.
Yep.
Another great pushing hero in the Visage. Some good early aggression, relatively good laner depending on the matchup.
Jeez.
And so this is like if they had a Drow or something in this draft as well, you just feel like you auto lost.
What position is this Visage?
Mid?
I guess mid, but
it's a hero Envy plays as well. Yep. I think Envy plays it suits Envy a bit more than Abed, but I think I have seen Abed play it too.
Is this your Envy Jakiro last pick? Like actually though.
I don't know about that. You won Visage safe lane now. The Visage just loses every single mid matchup in the game pretty much.
Right.
And Lina is a hero that will punish hard a favorable matchup. Like you're gonna be 1 to 2 levels behind. You're gonna be doubled, tripled up on CS, likely going down at some point.
We actually saw that matchup a couple of days ago. Visage was level 5, Lina was level 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the solo kill started to happen.
It's brutal.
You need a support help at some point, and we just Undying Enigma. These supports don't rotate. They're gonna just go to whichever lane they want to go to, camp their feet there. They can't gank. They don't have slows. They don't have stuns. I mean, Enigma kind of does, but not really a very strong one. So
yeah.
I feel bans. You need a really hard carry in the mid lane for Abed.
Yeah, against the lane, I mean, the TA is always the most commonly played kind of pseudo counter pick.
I think that would fit their tempo pretty well too. I assume that'll be the ban from TNC. Just 'cause it's so common right now.
Doesn't Dragon Knight kind of fit the Fnatic tempo as well?
I like DK a lot too. I think one thing with TA, it's just kind of a bit too single target focused with your draft. DK gives you like more of this like versatile tanky frontliner. You also don't have a great frontliner right now. Like Visage is not a hero that's going to be running in as tanky as your passive makes you, and with all the damage block, you're not really that frontline tank.
Same with Undying. He's beefy and he does always end up playing kind of in the front line, but he'll get blown up by Lina. Hook shot from Clock, a couple of battery assaults, and then the Laguna. The Lagina. The Lagina.
Underlord Band, that's like the kind of Visage counter, builds Crimson Guard, has damage block. Feel like you definitely want to have a Crimson Guard hero as your offlaner here to deal with the Visage. Omni is in the pool, that's a possibility. GA, and you can build Crimson. It's what KOX has been playing a lot of.
Pango also still in?
Pango sounds way better than Omni to me, actually. That's a good idea. I don't know if KOX plays it.
Yeah, that's the real question, isn't it?
It's like you kind of just go to your comfort picks. If I play a lot of the Visage and safe lane, and I feel like when you see a hero like an Omni in your lane, you feel really good about your lane. Like you have a Visage +1 support against an Omni, you're gonna free farm.
Pugna, totally different angle.
That's very good wave clear though. Try and shove them back, kind of force them into a bad fight. Now you have a Tombstone versus Nether Ward, Battle of the Ages.
The thing is, like, one of the prerequisites of picking Pugna is that you make sure that the enemy team can't snipe your wards very easily. I'm looking at Eidolons, I'm looking at Birds.
True.
That Pugna ward is going to die quite easily. I think they're looking to get a lot out of this laning stage.
I think generally, too, though, you also look to make sure they don't have like a lot of catch and a lot of stuns. So you can just like kind of appear, cast some spells, cast another spell, go for the suck as well. And they really don't have that many options that like fully committing.
TA.
It's the TA?
So they do leave it. That is interesting, because that does definitely seem like the clear one.
They banned Bristle instead, I believe, which is something Fnatic and Envy have run a bit of. But
And pretty scary. It's a hero that can really punish Morphling. Heroes like Silencer.
They must have been, for some reason, expecting the Visage to go mid against Lina, which makes no sense, I think, in the context of the Lina Visage matchup.
Well, Envy Visage will go to the safe lane. What do we think here, boys? I like the Fnatic draft, personally. I think they've got a pretty clear game plan. Universe Enigma fills me with confidence, and I like that set that DJ's rocking.
Gonna go with Tiger on this one. I feel that it's gonna be hard for Fnatic to keep getting Roshans, simply because it's very easy to scout Rosh, and you have global to essentially walk in and take a fight whenever you want. And I don't know if they have a hero that could out-carry this Morphling. So I like Tigers a little bit more here.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I feel like a lot of it for Tigers will depend on Zephyr on the Clockwork. I feel like he can make some pretty big plays. Him and the Alina, like making space for the Morphling and everything. But I'm going to have to go Fnatic. I feel like they're just going to execute it out here. Kind of one of these classic Fnatic-looking drafts.
All right, what are you thinking, Parker?
I will also go Fnatic. I base this mostly off of how strong their lane stage is. Their early game, their lane matchups look very good. TA versus Lina, favorable matchup. Enigma Windranger should crush the top lane, and then Visage Undying. You've got a strong enough lane there where this is like the kind of try and break even lane. All good?
Yep, I think so. Just turning on our little auto spectate cam so we're nice and smooth.
Nice, nice, nice.
We are in good shape here. So another best of 3, boys and girls. This is, again, upper bracket. Winner of this one will be moving on to the next round to battle in our final best of 3 of the day to see who's going to the international, but no elimination. Make sure that's clear, Hesta Joe. Good luck next. They've still got a chance. See that in the GG of the last game?
Oh, no.
Yeah, they tapped out. He said, all right, good luck future, and good luck going forward or whatever, the kind of what you say when you get eliminated often.
Oh, I see, yeah. Maybe he's saying like he wants them to win the next match and then they don't have to verse each other.
Oh,
so
yeah. It's just...
yeah, but yeah, it's normally like, oh, we're out. Good luck, guys.
Yep.
We'll be cheering for you.
So we'll see. Definitely a lot of pressure on Fnatic this game. I'm excited to see the safe lane Visage because we have talked about it a bit, and I feel like we've almost exclusively seen it mid, and it's been a pretty brutal qualifier for Visage so far. Up top, DJ probably not going to be able to snipe that one, and down bottom, a little bit of pressure here as Pylai Die goes in, but Zephyr will pick it up, and Envy will cruise up to grab that other rune. Uh-oh. Who's actually going to win this battle? Pylai Die makes it out of the cogs, takes a lot of damage, but no first blood.
Envy actually skilled up Soul Assumption too. I guess he was swinging back in, thinking with all the damage being traded he could get a good Soul Assumption off, but he did not get any charges for it, so this feels like a kind of wasted skill point. You almost always want to get the Grave Chill level 1. It's just way better for the attack speed, slow, and you can always get good last hits and harass with it, but won't completely ruin his laning stage. It's just a small little efficiency thing.
Yeah. Bounty runes were an even split.
Yep.
2 for 2. So just work out pretty even there. Wind Ranger putting a lot of pressure onto the Silencer.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough lane for TNC Tigers. constantly seeing farm and experience denied by the Eidolons. The right-click damage coming in from Wind Ranger is really hard to deal with, and the Eidolons also give you extra denying potential, so the last hit battle up top is going to be, should be very Fnatic favored.
Looks like they're giving some XP priority to Universe. DJ kind of moving in and out of the lane. Checking in on mid. Looks pretty good for the TA. So far, at least. No big surprise.
It just gets better over time. Once you get more points in refraction and your Aquila, your bottle out. Bottom lane is interesting. We're seeing this decrep spam coming out from KYXY. He's just looking to mess with the last hits often. He's screwed up a few of the Envy last hits, but they're not exactly getting good farm on the TNC side.
Not particularly, nor is the Fnatic side.
Correct.
Envy with 3 last hits, not the dream.
Yep, 3 last hits on both Visage and Pug now. It's a battle of harass and poke and prod.
Well, they might have found Pylai Die here. The Cogs proving quite potent. Zephyr draws the first blood. Envy will survive as he makes it back to the tower, but Battery Assault just a little too much.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, could have dived and perhaps killed Envy there, but it's not worth it because Envy's so low on health, he can't really come to lane, and Clockwork would have had to almost die for that kill, so I think a lot of players there would have dived and gotten the kill on Envy, but not had the best laning situation following that kill.
Scary rune in the hands of a Clockwork. It's an invisibility.
Oh, wow, yeah, that is potentially just going to lead to an immediate kill if it's not scouted out, and it was not. Fnatic had no ward at that rune. So once this lane pushes out, we could very well see Clockwork set up another kill for Tigers.
It's like top lane has been a fairly even farm fest all the while. Good positioning for Fnatic, though, right under the tower. Hard for Zephyr to find the angle, though Pylai Die. He walks up. There are the Cogs. Battery Assault gets used. KYXY doing what damage he can on the outside, but they deny the Cog, and Pylai Die able to make it out. Stick plus Soul Rip, not an easy target to bring down.
Got 12 decay stacks as well, so he does survive through it all. And Clockwork seems happy just to go back to base. Kind of secures the lane well enough, knows that both Envy and Pylai Die have low health and low mana, so he feels like his job is somewhat done there. Oh,
ooh, beautiful Shackle on 4-5-8.
He wants this Eidolon. It's not worth dying for, my friend.
Close call. He knows his limits.
DJ wanted another right click, which would not have been enough damage. Definitely a bit unnecessary, but like you say, he did know his limits. He wasn't really going to die there, but he also wasn't getting the Eidolon, at least not that final one.
Felt like a below expected value play. It worked out for him, but I don't know if that's going to be the outcome every time you go for that. This lane is brutal, though. Maybe part of the reason why he feels like he needs to go for every single last hit he can find like that. The deny is a little bit misleading on the Enigma because you can deny your Eidolons, but 18 and 11. Not a fun lane for this Morphling. Pylai Die down bottom. I think he's good. No, maybe
Movement
not.
speed, heavy advantage, Clockwork. He's going to need
Boots.
Okay.
He does have stick charges, though, so...
Yeah, between that and the decay, it looks like Clock doesn't feel it's worth it. And also, as we've seen in a lot of these games, it's actually worth dying often. If you're like, if it's not first blood, that's already happened, and you're a 5 position, dying is the quickest way to get back to base with full health and full mana and TP out. So
yeah.
He's better off leaving him to live, walk back to base, and then now TP out to lane.
It's reminiscent to that, like, suiciding to neutrals type logic. You buy out, you die to the neutrals, and then you just TP right back to lane. Obviously, dying is less ideal, but...
Yeah, you're giving the enemy something. It's the neutrals denies, you're giving them 0, but it's kind of gone to that point where players have understood these scenarios where you don't mind dying.
And as we've learned, dying isn't necessarily indicative of winning the lane. That doesn't change the lane dynamics for more than just a wave or two. If you're winning anyway, you're still going to be able to dominate when you come back full HP. We will see DJ try to trade blows with 1-4-3-7. The silencer does actually click it.
Yep. Bottom lane's a bit of a fight going on as well for bounty runes.
Oh. I hit a button on the mouse by accident. Now it's moving too slow. Sorry about that, guys. All right.
I can cycle through this.
I found the DPI button. We're good.
But yeah, both teams had little fights for the bounty runes. In the end, it was, I think, 2-for-2 trade on bounty runes. And with all the fighting happens, it looks like most of the shrines are going to be used as well. 3 out of the 4 shrines get popped right away at the 5-minute mark.
Speaking of the amount of harassment that's come out, but still only 1 kill in 5.5 minutes. A relatively quiet laning phase.
Yep. Lena's done okay against the TA, 19 CS to 34. It's definitely one-sided, but I've seen this matchup go a lot worse. TA just with the 10 denies, significant but not like I said, as bad as it could be.
It's not overwhelming.
Yeah. It does get a bit harder now because TA has that kill potential, level 6 if she gets a good rune, and Lina never really has good kill potential unless you can somehow break the refraction and then hit a stun combo.
Definitely a nice net worth advantage for Fnatic, at least at the top. Down bottom, looks like we'll see an exchange. Pylai die isolated by Zephyr and KYXY. Battery Assault, incredible in these kind of scenarios. They'll find the kill there, but all the while up top, the Morphling does get killed. So around the map, called an advantage for Fnatic, getting a kill on that position 1.
Yeah, looking at the death summary, it'll just a Malefice into Shackle Shot into Power Shot. They're just going to combo some of their nukes there to bring down the Morphling. And there we go. 4th round will be Pop. DJ uses it for his lane, so both teams really prioritizing maximizing their early game laning stage farm. Using these shrines instantly is a big sign, like they know that there's not going to be any team fights happening anytime soon. They just want to make sure they can stay in these lanes and not have to go back to base and give up farm last hits denies to the enemy.
Wonder what item build TA goes for this game. Looks like she'll go for Power Treads, but Deso first, Blink first, already has the Blightstone.
There'll be, like you say, those 2 items. I feel like the order is somewhat interchangeable. Often, if you want to farm a bit faster, you go Deso first. If you feel like your team has some kill opportunities, you get the Blink Dagger is kind of the logic there.
Well, now Universe, the level 2 stun does not quite have the damage for the kill. Wow, that last auto attack is actually enough.
Yeah, even with the power shot from DJ missing, didn't matter in the end. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Zephyr has gone in, found Envy.
Who's found who? Looks like it is indeed the Clockwork that finds the advantage. Pylai die. Out of options, does have some stick charges, but no soul rip. It's a little more strength, and he will make it back under tower.
Envy's net worth is in a very bad place. This is the major downside of picking Visage. I talked about how I felt like it should go mid. Well, even in the safe lane, it's getting destroyed. This hero has the weakest laning stage probably of any hero that's like kind of a top meta pick right now. Twilight die, barely survives down bottom. Wow. It's just so hard to get a good laning stage as Visage. Everyone's kind of learned that this hero has a terrible early game and that wherever it goes, you should try and punish.
Definitely what we're seeing right here is position 4 Visage.
Yeah.
Based on the net worth breakdown, at least.
And he's bought extra regen. Like, he started with this Bassi. He bought, like, double, triple mango. He's used all these mangoes. He's bought extra tangos as well. He's in a very poor state because of this. And now he's going to lose his T1 tower. KYXY's Pugna gets the last hit. So, both teams having very poor safe lanes. But, with that said, you'd much rather Visage be struggling to farm than a Morphling.
I think that's definitely true. Zephyr, he'll be okay. Just drop some cogs here. They have a lineup on Fnatic that can kind of play around this. You know, once you get level 6 on the Visage and at least get the birds out, I think you can set up plays and maybe start to recover this momentum.
Yep.
Can definitely do the same with the Morphling, but perhaps a little bit more difficult. He needs a little bit more than just level 6 before he really wants to join fights.
And that's where this bad stuff of Visage often doesn't matter. It's because kills will catch you up better than farming.
Well, Pylai die initiated on again, but gets down the Tombstone. They kill Zephyr first, but Silencer doing a lot. DJ sets it up and makes it an easy 1 for 3. Perfectly done. Losing only the Undying. Fnatic will certainly take that trade. Ding 6 on the Visage, and they will reclaim the net worth favor.
Yeah, not often you see that level 1 Tombstone be so impactful, but right there, that was
again, it's like
team fight around it.
The last hero Clockwork really wants to find in a situation like that, isolated in cogs, because he is the one hero that can tank a lot of it, and even if he dies, he's not so upset. Nice shackle again on a 1-4-3-7. Says, hey, that's my rune, thank you. And that'll be a 3-for-1 bounty exchange, favoring Fnatic again.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty happy about this. Their lanes across the board seem in a pretty good place. The TA dominating the Lina matchup, Enigma dominating top, and now Visage, after that fight, suddenly is level 7, has the birds out, close to finishing off this home of the Dominator. They are not going to feel like Envy's been shut down by any means.
Definitely looking okay. Universe, he's picked up Helm of the Dominator.
Yeah, they're getting double Helm, which is kind of interesting. Top lane, we have Eidolons versus Eidolons as Morphling using his ultimate to turn into Enigma. Will end up feeding away some extra gold, however. And yeah, so both Visage and Enigma are going to have a helm, it seems, which isn't the best, but also isn't the worst. It's such a good item on Visage, and Enigma also wanted it because he could get it so early and can get a lot of value out of this early creep. The Siege Wagon to push towers.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. If you're 5-manning, obviously the auras don't stack and all that stuff, but if you're splitting up the map, it's sort of like having 2 mechs. Never ideal, but there are situations where it doesn't feel too bad.
And they're playing in different lanes, at least for now. Top lane smoked up. Here we go. They want to take a team fight. No global silence yet.
Nice hook shot. Sets it up. Should be an easy LSA, but no, he holds it, and the Shackle actually latches on too. Laguna will still finish off Universe. They'll go 1 for 2. Getting that big kill on the Lina, and now Zephyr getting chased down by DJ. It's not quite enough. Nice use of the urn. Wind run forward. DJ still committed for this. Hit by the cogs. Power shot for the kill. But 1437 has done a lot of damage, and we'll find an extra +2 to boot. I believe that is a 2 for 3.
Some really nice jukes by Zephyr there at the end, punishing DJ's chase. It's a slightly Tiger's favored exchange. I was surprised Fnatic got those 2 kills there. It was such a good shackle shot once again from DJ. The Lina did get the Laguna out, and it wasn't really just being held back. It was just the fact that she was getting chain stun. The Malefice first, then the shackle shot. She couldn't get her spells off, and as a result, she was just stuck in this Midnight Pulse, takes the power shot as well, and you don't want In Your Dream dying there, and that's where that gank doesn't feel so good for Tigers, because the Lina, who's meant to be catching up there, gets picked off, and
feels very much like another one of these momentum matchups. TA has the Blink Dagger now, accelerating towards the Desolator. Actually not that far off. You look at Lina, she's struggling to get the Yule Scepter. And that's a very scary mismatch between those two. Top lane, might see an opening onto Zephyr. Universe, a lag spike there. Drops the level 2 Malefice. There is a black hole. Always needs to be careful against the clockwork. Nice shackle from DJ. Point blank power shot will yield an easy kill. Now on the other side, set up onto the silencer. Envy using that Dark Troll summoner for the ensnare. Now on the other side, In Your Dream, basically getting soloed by Abed and finished off by a soul assumption. Those are the kills we were talking about. A double for Envy and a huge sign of life for Fnatic over a 3K net worth lead.
They are steamrolling right now, and instantly back to the bottom lane. Envy realizes, you know, we don't want to give up a tier 2 this early on. It is getting blasted down and may die anyways.
Black hole on the Morphling, very much worth it. Easy kill, and now on bottom lane, KYXY, he might get soloed by Envy. This is the ideal creep to have in this situation. Sets up for easy Stoneform stuns. Abed even comes in to help him finish it off, and it's a dead Pugna. 4K now as they get another.
When you're getting kills like in 3 different lanes across the span of a minute, things are looking really good because it shows you're just being efficient with your resources. You're not overcommitting like 4 or 5 heroes to one lane to get kills. They get, you know, 3 heroes get a kill mid, then they send Envy bottom. He helps set up a kill for the TA. They have 3 top killing the Morphling. Fnatic are winning all 3 lanes here in the mid game and finding kills wherever they go. This is just perfect play and great rotations coming out from these guys.
Keeping their composure despite being down, and now this net worth breakdown. It's actually the Morphling who is bottom of the cores, farming below the Wind Ranger even of the Radiant squad. 4-5-8 in big trouble. And he's got a Morbid Mask, he's got an Aquila.
He's level 7 too. Like, Visage is suddenly level 11, TA's level 14.
Okay, hook shot onto Pylai Die. He gets blasted. Zephyr getting low, but no follow-up there as the courier flies overhead. It's a nice little pick-off, but again, the strategy of Fnatic. Pylai Die ganks the tank, or tanks the gank, and the rest of the team just split pushes and survives. Now, maybe they even get a clockwork.
Battle for the bounty runes.
They want to come up here. No latch on the shackle. They get the bounty, but Zephyr dies for it. I don't know if that's worth it.
It's probably okay.
It's pretty close,
Doesn't give much gold away, and the bounty rune is about 300 gold
XP,
for the team, maybe.
I guess, but okay.
Yeah, you do get some XP for the kill, so.
Morphling's level 8. Right now, TA's level 14.
It's looking really ugly for Tigers. Once his TA gets Deso, like, we haven't even seen the TA get involved yet. TA's 1-0-1.
Yeah.
Her spike's about to come.
She just obliterates KYXY. 1437 dies to Envy in the bottom lane. And the Morphling just kind of flops over to DJ. It ends up being 3 down for nil. Another 1K net worth swing. The reign of dominance continues.
Yep. Universe has a mech already, so Helm plus mech. Greaves queued up so he can get out of the global silence. It's going to be very useful for him. And yeah, Abed's Deso is on Courier, so they can go straight into Roshan now. They can just keep taking fights out of towers. They can really do whatever they want because Tigers are playing 4v5 effectively with how farm this Morphling is. Perhaps he can come to fight and morph into Undying to give them a tombstone. At that point, it becomes a little bit better.
Hook shot does connect onto Pylai Die again. It's poor Undying getting picked on a bit, but will go down once more. TA jumps forward, caught by Yule's Scepter, but now some right clicks in. The power shot snipes in your dream. DJ, what a player.
Yep. DJ has been amazing with his laning, his harass. His one death, I would say, was a slight bit of overconfidence. He didn't need to die. He traded his life for a clockwork, but if you rule that one away, he has played a perfect 4-position Wind Ranger and truly been instrumental this game for his team's success. He's the one setting up a lot of these kills in all 3 different lanes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Morphling, you know, we saw him look so good in the Chinese qualifier, and so many of those games, it just speaks to what happens when you give this hero 10 minutes in the lane and when you give him absolutely nothing. There hasn't been a moment to breathe. Having trouble keeping his head above water, so to speak. When you put 2 heroes like Enigma in his lane, you're denying creeps constantly, you're putting pressure on, you have kill potential on him. He feels like a totally different hero when he gets a Linken's very early on compared to this, where you're farming with a Morbid Mask.
Yeah, I think both teams understood the weak lanes very well of their opponents. The
In your
Morphling on one
dream?
side, the Visage on the other.
Yeah. In your dream, Global Silence might be enough to save the Lina. Also a decrep, but Envy's there with the Soul Assumption. Lina's the first casualty of the fight. Pugna will go down second. Now they're starting to split out. KYXY, or pardon me, 1437 and Zephyr both fall. The only hero still alive is the Morphling, and that's because he was not there. He's split pushing down bottom.
Dropping like flies. They may just, let's see, do they go back for Roche? Do they go high ground? Abed's going to finish off Roshan by himself with actually the help of DJ and some earn charges, but the rest of the team are going for the tier 2 mid, so they can finish off Roche while pushing.
And
easy team fight, it feels like, for Fnatic. They don't even need Black Hole this game. I mean, they did use one for a solo kill on a Morphling, but that's really all you're expecting out of a Black Hole hero there is perhaps you kill one hero. You don't need it to win team fights by any means whatsoever.
And now you've got this Silencer on the other side. Phase boots, but not a hell of a lot past that. Kind of on par with the Undying, but 114, that Tombstone alone. Much shorter cooldown than Global, obviously, and gives you that constant fighting pressure. You know Global's going to be down for another 60 seconds or so.
Abed almost one-shot the Morphling with his double damage, but did manage to morph some strength. A lot of circles saying go bottom. Both Clockwork and Silencer are circling bottom, drawing lines toward bottom. They want Morphling out of here. They're like, Morphling, why are you defending? Why are you back? Bottom lane is where you need to be farming, but it's perhaps too late for him because high ground's being sieged.
Yep, he's on his way. He's running. This is literally a 4v5 trying to hold this tower. Limited buybacks available as well. Tier 3 falling quickly. Now Lina uses the Yules, but 1437 Shackle is enough to set up the kill. No buyback there. Tower's gone down. Lina repelled to the well. Now the melee taking damage. There's no tier 2 in the mid, so they could grab 2 lanes here. The Silencer's down, so remember, Black Hole still an option.
He's back with a Tombstone for the Dire side, but
hook shot from Zephyr does isolate the Enigma, gets Laguna, but makes it out of the cogs. Yeah, the Morphling gets popped in the fray.
The Morph Tombstone isn't that strong because they have so many units and summons that can hit it. Ranged heroes like Enigma, Visage, Wind Ranger, the Familiars we saw kill the Tomb. You've got Eidolons. The Stolen Tomb is just extra gold for Fnatic at this point.
Envy in pretty deep. He does not have the Aegis. That seems pretty healthy still. TA with 3k gold, thinking about a BKB.
It's too strong. They've got Mech, Greaves now with Pipe, Helm of the Dominator aura, even though it doesn't stack, just having one of those giving you that health regen and attack speed. Everybody is like just online, ready to go. Very straightforward Rax claim for Fnatic.
Universe in kind of an odd situation here, but I think it might work out for him. DJ also makes the rotation, but this Clockwork is hasted up, misses the power shot, and Zephyr will survive.
Does he want to go back in? Haste will wear off, so without a hook shot, can't really get in close.
Down for 10. Universe with the Blink Dagger queued up now, and the BKB purchase for Abed.
There's not much Tigers can do. The Morphling is just too far behind. He's got a Blade of Alacrity, Morbid Mask.
It's going to go for a Manta. Certainly not a game-changing item.
Yep. There's no...
It's a nice little farming tool, but...
no obvious items that will help you at like a good price point this game.
Yeah, you want to think like, oh, shotgun, that could be cool, but so far away, unlikely he'll ever be able to farm it. And you can't really go for like a Covery Midas. You could get like a Dragon Lance to try to stats up and build that way, but even that feels pretty underwhelming. You know, like a Diffusal. Also, you're right, there isn't really a magic item.
And that's where
Time, that's the item.
Yeah, the Morphling being shut down mattered so much more than Visage being shut down in lane, because Visage comes online with levels and cheap items, whereas Morphling needs big items and big farm.
Yep, so kind of two fights breaking out here.
DJ
They are
bottom.
defending down bottom, or at least DJ's trying to, but it's a 2-on-1. Looks like he will live. Power shot.
Yep.
Now Abed and Envy just sieging on the high ground. Backside Universe catches Zephyr. They realize that there is some trickery afoot here with the Tigers spread outside of the base, but mid lane of Barracks, at least the melee, will get brought down. Abed stunned up. Follow-up not quite there, able to blink back with the refraction.
Yeah, DJ solo defends bottom lane while staying alive against a 2v1 gank, and his team, while that's going on, take a melee racks mid.
Yeah, it's like you said, if you're basically winning 2 skirmishes at once, yeah,
normally it's the case, you know, you get a kill on one side of the map, and then your opponent, seeing that you go for that kill, get the kill elsewhere. Like, Tigers, in an ideal scenario, you know, they see them, Fnatic going mid, they jump bottom, they get a kill, and they threaten to push high ground, but they're just too far behind, don't have the items that they could even do it.
Just like how they took Roche. We got a tier 2 and Roche at the same time.
Oh, yeah. And Wind Ranger is incredibly farmed, out-farming the entire Dire team in terms of individual net worth.
Oof. And that's DJ. He's gone all mobility tools for now, but Maelstrom going to be on the way, so he'll start to feel a little more like a carry.
Yep.
Remember that Aegis still in the hands of the TA, but it's just about to expire.
Interesting Pylai die build, just the casual Shadow Amulet. Not even going for a Glimmer Cape. He's just invising around.
Just getting some value out of the old amulet. Okay. It's kind of cool.
Item.
Lets him sit in the back line or the front line. Be in an interesting position for a fight to start like this. He gets dusted right away, though. Tombstone comes out. There's the global. He gets finished off, but it's a double Tombstone. Battle of the Tombstones as Black Hole gets used.
Block the hook shot.
That's so unfortunate for Zephyr. They will lose 2, and the good game gets called before the fight even finishes. Tigers getting cleaned up.
Wow. That
Wow.
was like a Hail Mary type play there. There was no real way to win a fight at that point. They're too far behind.
Pretty far behind, but it hurts that like you catch the Undying. He still gets off his Tombstone before he goes down, so he's already kind of done his job in a way.
Yep.
And then as the fight continues, the one thing that maybe could have stopped that Black Hole, there's a little zombie there because of that play he was able to make. It's just completely counteracted at every turn. That game was all Fnatic, man.
They stomped it so hard.
So we've got our panel back 27-10, 23 minutes. Eternal Envy is not fucking around, boys. Jackie Mao in the house.
Executed.
Dude, it was so funny watching that game.
Yeah, was that fun for you, Illumi?
No,
What
it was hilarious
funny?
because I was watching Pugna tripling up on the CS on Jackie Mao.
Yep.
And I'm like, Jackie's definitely telling his team right now, I was like, guys, we're winning the other tier lane big time, no problem. And they were, right? Because
Sure.
Lina had nothing compared to the TA. And then even though Morphling got a kill, Morphling with that one or two kill that he got on the top lane wasn't...
He had 0 kills at the end. He had 1 assist.
I thought he got a kill up top. Or he helped his team get a
Maybe
kill.
he got to help his team get a kill there.
But the thing is, like, as soon as Visage hit level 6, it didn't matter that he has 7 CS or whatever. Like, he did stuff. Whereas Pugna, despite how well he started lane, wasn't able to contribute. If you look at the... if we could pull up the
graph?
the
Damage
graph
done?
again. If you look at TNC's heroes, they're actually only good when they're ahead, right? Like, Silencer, when you have to use global defensively, like in that mid-team fight to prevent the lean and dying, you're not in a good spot.
No.
Clockwork, very good when you're running at people, not very good when you have to like use cogs offensively. And Pugna is the epitome of that. You can't play when you're behind with Pugna, and that's what happened.
I also just don't think you can pick Morphling into like a Wind Ranger Enigma lane. That's just unplayable. He ends the game with 1.5k hero damage on Morphling. His team seemed pretty tilted too, like because during that last bit they were all like, Steven was circling bottom lane like go here, and then the Clockwork drew a line from Morphling position down bottom. Like when your teammate is drawing a line from where your hero starts and pointing where you should go,
not good.
That's a really bad sign.
They
that
probably
that means you're pissed at this guy. He's not doing his job.
They probably weren't using TeamSpeak. They were using Discord because there was a lot of Discord in that communication.
Discord.
Got him.
Well done, Lumi.
Yeah, you know. Also, can I keep my flamethrower out real fast? 458 on that Morphling. How many times did he die to a 1 power shot at full HP? Right.
There were some morph issues there.
Yeah,
it seemed
I don't know.
I hate to say like the opposite of MVP because that was a game where he was kind of set up to fail. Right. That is
was the
really
Fnatic
an
MVP.
impossible.
You're giving
lane.
him the LVP.
The LVP. I mean that was one of the least impactful performances on any hero we've seen in the qualifiers that we've cast. I think 1.5k damage on Morphling and 20. He didn't do anything.
I don't think that's on him though.
No, that's what I mean. I think he was set up to fail, but I think that is the lowest impact from one specific hero that we've seen in the last week.
He didn't play as well as he could have, but it doesn't make even a well-played Morphling this game has 0 chance.
Yeah. So you think it's a draft issue?
Yes, very much so. Like 2 lanes are just going to lose. Your lane that you're winning has a hero like a Pugna that doesn't move around and make plays. It's a kind of static lane hero. Like KOXI, he triples at NVCS, and what does he do? He just stays in his lane and pushes the tier 2. Great, you got the tier 2.
I mean, he did 2,000 building damage. Exactly.
Yep.
So.
And against some lineups, that might be okay and get you somewhere. But against that lineup, that's not getting you anything. Because you know what's not near the tier 2? Roche. And that was pretty important for this game.
You guys called that Zephyr needed to have a big game, and he started the game like dominating, right? He killed Pylai a couple times, put a lot of pressure on Visage. Problem with Clockwork in that game was that once Fnatic started grouping up, what the hell do you do as a Clock, right? You're hooking into Eidolons and Birds and all that stuff. Whereas by comparison, DJ in that position for Windrunner, dude looked like a carry.
Yeah, DJ looked exceptional in that game. So it would kind of remind me of the Cuckoo Wind Ranger too, where Raven went to the jungle. You know, it's kind of the same stuff with the Enigma too. Like there's other ways to get net worth on that hero, which helps you transfer some more into the support. So DJ, even without items though, honestly, he was just making big plays with the power shots and using his level 6 really early to get the kill onto Zephyr. So yeah, they just overall looked very good.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie though, when I was watching the game, I was like, okay, so when are they gonna start throwing? As a Fnatic fan, I was like,
you gotta wonder.
This is going too well, you know? It just didn't
true.
feel right.
It's always like always in the back of your brain. If you're a true Jackie Mao fan, you always have those thoughts of, okay, guys, it's not over till it's over.
Yeah, they had no playmaking off
hold it together.
You need the playmaker to have the comeback, and Pugna's not a comeback hero.
There's definitely 2 types of Fnatic games. I feel like that's one. The easy win snowball push strat where Envy's on a Drow, a Visage, and they actually just look unbeatable based on the draft and their execution. And then there is the once a game goes past 30 minutes and it's even, you know you're in for a Fnatic game.
Yeah.
But that was one where they just never look back.
It would not surprise me if Enigma gets first ace ban.
That's a hero I want to talk about. Is that hero just OP? I think it's being underpicked.
I think in SCA meta, it's OP.
I mean, why isn't it OP elsewhere?
Because they value it very highly. If you look at Enigma,
no, wait, then why? No, what I'm saying is, shouldn't other regions be valuing as much as SEA? Like,
but they play it very differently. Like you saw what University.
Yeah, but then other regions need to play it the same way he's playing it.
He got Greaves. Like I think the traditional Enigma is you go Midas first. You get that 15 talent, which is a CDR.
Yeah, but Aura builders now, dude. Night Stalker's an Aura builder. Dude, so you know Enigma's gonna be an Aura builder.
He went Soul Ring into HOD, into Greaves, and they're like, yeah, we're ending the game in 20. Yeah, that's crazy.
It just feels like he is this because this patch is so much about these jewel lanes, the lane stage, and I don't know how you actually beat these Enigma jewel lanes where he's denying farm and getting more last hits because he's got Eidolons.
I was gonna say swap that Morphling out for a more traditional carry. That lane is still devastating. Wind Ranger Enigma, that's not an easy lane for any. Like maybe Spectre Warlock can sort of handle the pressure, but how do you clear out the Eidolons? It's like you said, there's no. It's like a Lich that can actually do damage.
Yeah, the problem with Lich, you have like a 60-second cooldown sacrifice, you use it, and then what's happening during that cooldown, you're losing all the CS because you're a Lich. Enigma, you're winning all the CS.
You deny it, and you have all these extra units where the carry's like, well, how am I supposed to beat this? You've got an extra 200 right-click damage.
Yeah, I'm just thinking as a caster, I look at this Enigma and actually think this hero should be first picked in every single region right now.
Ban it.
You think Tigers will first 3 ban it? Is it that good?
So.
I think so. But then that leaves in, what was it, Skyrath, Naga,
It certainly
One of
helps
those
if you have the
heroes.
first pick. Then you can make that ban.
Oh,
They
no
have to
doubt.
leave something
Yeah.
good in. I still believe that if you want to leave it in, you could go Chen or Enchantress and just kill him nonstop. But you know.
Yeah. Do we want to take a quick break before game 2, or are we starting? What's the
Up to our cast.
I don't know what the MO here is. It was it our call?
I think we gotta take a quick break.
All right, let's take a quick
Production.
fiver. Production, we're coming back. Tigers Fnatic game 2 after this.